Good morning, I'm Wendy Burke and this is the CBC Morning Report for Thursday, December 2nd. In our top story, former LIAT employees could have the offer of 50% compassionate severance removed from the table if they don't commit before month end. All the unions have rejected the offer, but the pilots under LIAT have been accused of trying to strike a secret deal. A letter was sent to Antigua Prime Minister Gaston Brown by LIAT, and members were recently informed that this was done. Lennox Weston, Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance, has been very critical of the pilots.
The pilots on their own, as usual, they think they're prima donnas. They went by themselves with other unions to see the Prime Minister to try and cut a private deal for themselves. And the Prime Minister repeated what the offer was, and the offer was available to everyone. And then they, as typical of that union group, they said they're not certain, they want this, they want that. The offer is very simple. We're paying 50% of their benefits, not just full terminal benefits, but a severance package. And they need to sign off for that as final payment. If not, they can then do what all people do in a bankrupt company. The company is wound up, the assets are sold, the net assets are then divided according to the law with the ranking of individuals, and whatever net assets are then spread out among all the beneficiaries for that. And they have a right to take that. They have a right to refuse what they want to refuse. So we're not saying that they're wrong to refuse it, but we have put that offer. We believe it's a very good offer. We believe that by the time you wind LIAT up, the net benefits are not equal to 50% of what we're offering.
Meanwhile, the workers eligible for severance here, who went before the arbiter, are still awaiting a letter from the National Insurance Scheme, which they're to forward to Antigua. Some concerned workers told the Morning Report that the letter is supposed to be returned within a month. And at this rate, it's unlikely to get a Christmas payment. It is understood that LIAT 2020 will begin operations in January 2022. The decision to expel Akani McDowell from the National Union of Public Workers stands because the former president was a no-show. The special general meeting was reconvened last evening at 5 p.m. and this time there was a quorum of 50. Acting General Secretary Richard Green told Morning Report they allowed the 50-minute grace period for McDowell's arrival. The meeting was then convened and chaired by President Kimberly Agard. The question was asked if there was any representative to present the appeal on his behalf, and there was not. Mr. Green says, as a result, the matter at hand could not be dealt with, and it was put to a vote. And the general membership voted to dismiss the appeal. This was McDowell's final appeal. Next on CBC Morning Report, updates on the COVID-19 pandemic. Barbados has recorded 3 more COVID-related deaths. A 22-year-old unvaccinated man passed away yesterday at the Harrison Point isolation facility. The 2 other deaths, both women, were recorded on Tuesday, a 57-year-old who was unvaccinated and an 83-year-old who was partially vaccinated. They also died at the Harrison Point isolation facility. To date, 232 lives have been lost to COVID-19. The Best Los Santos Public Health Laboratory has identified 113 new positive COVID-19 cases. That number includes 54 males and 59 females from 777 tests performed on Tuesday. The new cases comprise 22 people under the age of 18. A total of 416 people are in isolation facilities and 2,469 in home isolation. Some 20,000 COVID-19 vaccines are set to expire at the end of this month in the Bahamas.
My last report that came to me yesterday that there's some 42% of the Bahamian population that is fully vaccinated. We're doing all in our power to encourage Bahamians everywhere to get vaccinated. And with that being said, we'll be offering some incentives for individuals to get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
This as the country preps for another possible wave and the spread of the COVID variant Omicron found in several countries. While travel restrictions have been placed on Africa, cases of the virus have now been found in Italy, the United Kingdom, and Canada, among others. But with the continued uncertainty of this COVID-19 pandemic, Dr. Davil says they are now considering making changes to travel, this including requiring PCR testing for those coming internationally.
Rapid antigen test is not a diagnostic test. It's a screening test. The PCR test is the test that is diagnostic. We are concerned that the rapid antigen test may not be adequate enough because this variant is very deadly, and if it comes into our country, it could mean difficulties for us to be able to function effectively and allow our tourism to keep moving forward.
The Omicron variant has continued to spread fear and uncertainty as infections from the mutant coronavirus cropped up in more corners of the globe, with one official lamenting that the wait for more scientific information on its dangers feels like an eternity. Meanwhile, the dominant Delta variant is still creating havoc, especially in Europe, where many countries are dealing with a surge in infections and hospitalizations, and some are considering making vaccinations mandatory. At least 24 countries, including much of Western Europe and the United States, have recorded cases of Omicron variant, and the numbers are likely to rise, according to the World Health Organization.
Omicron is spooking Europe. With the Delta variant, the continent is already the global epicenter of the COVID pandemic again. Leaders are worried what extra woes the new variants may bring, despite hastily enforced travel restrictions. So some are considering new policies, like legally mandating citizens to get vaccinated.
I think it is understandable and appropriate to lead this discussion now, how we can encourage and potentially think about mandatory vaccination within the European Union. This needs discussion.
A third of EU citizens, 150 million people, remain unvaccinated. Too many, believes von der Leyen.
What science tells us already is that full vaccination and boosters provide the strongest protection against COVID that is available now.
Others are heading that way too. Austria is bringing in mandatory vaccinations for over 18s in February, and this is the man replacing Angela Merkel as Germany's Chancellor.
What we need is a legislative procedure where every member of Parliament votes according to his or her conscience on a general mandatory vaccination.
Germans are torn about it.
Gegen eine Impfpflicht bin ich schon.
I'm against mandatory vaccinations. I think everyone should be able to decide for themselves.
Anfangs war ich skeptisch, muss ich sagen.
In the beginning, I was skeptical because I believe everyone should be able to decide for their own body. But now, unfortunately, it appears there's no other way out of this pandemic.
One country that is very unlikely to go down the route of mandatory vaccinations is the United Kingdom. Yes, the booster program is now being extended to anyone over the age of 18, but the government rejected the idea of vaccination passports and even just making face masks mandatory again on public transport and in shops only passed through Parliament with much grumbling and abstaining from Conservative MPs. With Omicron, there are three big questions without answers yet. How transmissible is it? How severe is it? And how well will the current vaccines work?
There is still a lot of uncertainty around Omicron, and this data will come in, and there are scientists around the world that are studying this, but there's no indication to suggest that the vaccines won't work. Even if there is a reduction in efficacy, it's still better to have the vaccine because it will save your life.
The WHO says everything that is being done to combat Delta, the dominant strain worldwide, should be applied and strengthened for Omicron. And in the days to come, we should know better what we're dealing with.
Basketball star LeBron James missed an NBA game on Tuesday and could sit out multiple others after one of his teammates indicated that he had suffered a breakthrough coronavirus infection.
It's not been confirmed yet whether he has the virus, but he's been placed in the NBA COVID-19 protocols, which saw him miss Tuesday's game against Sacramento. This means he's either tested positive or had an inconclusive result. 36-year-old James is fully vaccinated.
I found out this morning that he was, going to be entering the health and safety protocols, and we arranged for him to get transportation back to LA safely. That's pretty much all I can say about it. It's a huge loss. It's disappointing. We just want the best for him right now. That's where our thoughts are. And, we have a next man up mindset. It's an 82-game season. You're going to deal with guys being in a lineup. We've been out without him already this season. I feel like we're further along with our cohesiveness now than we were the first time he went out with his ab strain.
He said he's good. I think he said he's asymptomatic, which is a good sign, but we want to make sure that he gets back. Health is most important. It's bigger than basketball, right? He has a family. We want to make sure that he's good no matter what.
Time now to preview what's coming up on Morning Barbados. We say good morning to Perseus Bowen.
Good morning, Wendy Perlita Burke. Good morning to you, Wendy. Thank you for the name. Per who?
Perseus.
I've never, ever heard that name before. You made that up.
Taking you back to legends of Greece and Rome.
Maybe. Fair enough.
Exactly.
So be it. Perlita is your name I bestow on you today. So thank you so much. And good morning, everyone. When you join me at 6:30 this morning, it is Thursday. So we'll be featuring quite a few young people who are doing exceptional work across Barbados and across the world, really. You'll meet today a young woman from India who is a part of the Hey Ambassador campaign, and she has a passion for climate change, but she also has a passion for empowering women. She's just 22. We'll meet her and tell her story. You'll also today be meeting the parish ambassadors for the parish of St. James as we head towards the Spirit of the Nation show on Saturday. And I can't wait to introduce you to a 12-year-old who is in first form at secondary school and who sat just this year the CHC exam in Spanish, and she passed. She has a story to tell. We want to share it with you at 6:30 when you join me for Morning Barbados. Perdita, back to you.
Why, thank you, Perseus. We'll be seeing you later in the hour. It's now time for a break, and when we return, we'll have more news. Queen's Park is in the process of receiving a major facelift. CBC's Shane Jones has this report.
If you take a walk through the park tomorrow, you're going to notice some big changes. Immediately, you will recognize there's new seating with a fresh paint job. You may notice the gazebo has been spruced up, or that this walkway has been repaved and features an Amerindian print. However, the biggest change of all is the recreation of the lake, which now features a massive map of Barbados. It is truly breathtaking, and the parishes of Barbados surround it. We spoke with Acting General Manager of the National Conservation Commission, Ryan Alves.
The project, in a nutshell, was to repair the cracked lake and to add a new pumping system for that lake, as well as add a fountain to the lake. Because the previous lake was cracked, it had corroded pipes, and we had to redo the whole entire circulation system. And our team, which comprises of the NCC artisan and a company called Pond Fly, a local company, they supply the jet for the fountain and the pump. They also have dealt with the installation of the circulation system. So the NCC did that with the lighting, the concrete work, and all the repairs.
The spectacular Amerindian walkway was created by Barbadian artist Ray Garnes.
The walkway was about 10 to 12 inches below the lawn area which we were putting in. And we just leveled the surface, raised the walkway so that it will fit in line with the bollards that we had to build along the light for the lighting on the walkway. Once we did that, we had got an artist from the NCF, identified an artist to come and draw the mural that you see there on the walkway.
The gazebo was repainted and repairs were made to its lighting and wiring. Mr. Al says the NCC will continue to upgrade the park in stages, with work earmarked for the perimeter as well.
More assistance is on the cards for youth and female-owned small and medium-sized enterprises. It will come as the second generation of the Advance Enhanced Access to Credit for Productivity program is rolled out. Minister in the Ministry of Economic Affairs, Marcia Cattle, says the Enterprise Growth Fund Limited will be on board this time to improve the first edition.
86% of the guarantee loans approved were for companies with a man as majority owner. 14% were for companies with a woman as majority owner. What we also found was that smaller SMEs, where we tend to find more women in ownership, did not access the program as often as well in the numbers that larger SMEs did. And so that still left a gap in the market where smaller businesses were not getting the kind of access to finance that they required.
More banking options are now available in the local business market. Ansa Merchant Bank opened its doors on Worthing Road, Christchurch yesterday. Managing Director Victor Boyce says the bank is a large regional player.
What we've done today is to evolve the Consolidated Finance brand into Ansa Merchant Bank. Ansa Merchant Bank is a large regional player in the financial services industry and has been for many years. They're primarily focused on large corporate and investment banking type transactions and have been known across the region to finance large infrastructure deals, airports, ports, those kinds of transactions, syndicated loans, equity financing, bond financing.
The Jamaica AIDS Support for Life organization is calling for anti-discriminatory laws for HIV/AIDS patients.
Since the start of the epidemic, more than 36 million people, including hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans, have died from AIDS-related illness around the world. With the help of advanced technology, though, significant progress has been made on a global scale in preventing and treating HIV/AIDS. But the epidemic still remains a threat, especially locally, as inequity, inequality, and discrimination continues to affect people living with or affected by the illness.
We have nurses who would, like, all right, then you are positive. Miss, I don't want to touch your file. Miss, I don't want to take your blood, or, that sort of thing.
We spoke with a woman living with HIV for more than 20 years. We'll call her Mary. Mary says some members of her family do not know her status because of fear of discrimination.
I have a brother who said, wow, you could have lived in our house with somebody with HIV positive. And we were living in the same house. I used to cook for him. I can't eat anything unless me partaking of it. So it was, kind of hard.
People living with HIV are not the only ones who face AIDS-related discrimination. Patrick Laylaw is the Policy and Advocacy Officer at the Jamaica AIDS Support for Life, JASL.
You may find that a mother is positive, so her children is facing the discrimination at school when people assume that because your mother is positive, you are too. So discrimination against people living with HIV is still very rampant.
One of the issues that we have is unauthorized disclosure of HIV status, where in treatment sites that aren't JASL, where that's very strict here, you'll find medical professionals or administrative professionals in those places sharing the fact that they would have come in contact with someone living with HIV that may be known to them or known to their community. And so that causes stigma and discrimination within the community and then further increases the vulnerability of these persons living with HIV.
Legal Support Officer at JASL, Jade Williams, reasons that one of the drivers of discrimination is the lack of legal protection for people living with or affected by HIV/AIDS.
So what we do have is our policies. We have two national policies, our National HIV Workplace Policy and our National HIV Policy, that gives guidelines, as all policies do, as to how persons living with HIV should be treated in certain circumstances. So whether that's in the workplace, whether that's in a health center, so on. But those are policies, and the policies are not enforceable. Laws are. And right now we don't have any laws that speak to stigma and discrimination generally, but also specifically stigma and discrimination related to persons living with HIV.
Section 13 of the Constitution provides for non-discrimination. However, your health status is not included on the list for protection. Therefore, Ms. Williams says the law needs to be amended.
One thing that we'd love to see is some stronger privacy protections for medical information. And we'd love to see the repeal or adjustment of some of the discriminatory laws that I would have mentioned before that criminalize sex work and criminalize sexual activity between two men.
The United States Supreme Court is taking up a case that could reverse decades of access to abortion in the U.S. in what women's rights advocates are calling a potential turning point in the country's history. The nation's top court began hearing oral arguments yesterday on whether a Mississippi state law enacted in 2018 that bans most abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy is unconstitutional.
It was about 2 hours of oral arguments, but 50 years of anticipation for this day. That is how long it's been since the Roe versus Wade decision that granted constitutional protections to the right to access an abortion to American women. And today, those oral arguments focused on the 6-3 conservative majority makeup of the Supreme Court. We heard from Brett Kavanaugh, which was a justice appointed by former President Donald Trump, saying that it was important for justices to remain neutral on the question of abortion itself. His questions to the lawyers arguing the both sides of the cases was more focused on when it was appropriate to overturn a Supreme Court precedent. We also heard from Elena Kagan, a liberal justice, saying it would be difficult for the public to ignore the stench of politics that this case evokes, given that Trump, when he appointed his 3 justices, did so explicitly, saying he was looking for judges who would overturn Roe versus Wade. Now, the impact of an overturn would be dramatic in the landscape of reproductive rights in the U.S., with 12 states already having what are called trigger laws at the ready to immediately ban nearly all abortions as soon as Roe versus Wade is overturned. If that happens, this is what protesters on both sides had to say about that.
And I don't want it to go back to a state-by-state decision, which can be overturned and flipped around on a regular basis. It should be a national right, just like our right to vote, just like our right to hold property, just like our right to be able to have higher education. We should be able to control our bodies.
So we can see at 15 weeks old, this is what an infant looks like at 15 weeks old. The child is fully formed. We know that they have a central nervous system. We know that the heart is beating. So we know that this is not a clump of cells like we were lied to for so many years. We know that it's actually an infant. So I'm really, really hoping that with the new makeup of the Supreme Court that we can get it overturned.
And in sports, it's day 4, the second test, West Indies versus Sri Lanka in Galle. The score currently, in their score, they're on second innings now. Sri Lanka are 275 for 8, a lead of 226 runs. The West Indies had made 253 in their first innings. After 6 rounds of play in the United States National 3-move restriction drafts tournament, former undisputed world champion Ronald Suki King is in 6th position. Playing in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Suki won his latest game against Clayton Nash, but was deducted 2 points for failing to record all his moves. The penalty leaves King on 13 points rather than on 15 and in 4th place. Suki has lodged an appeal. Jack Francis, who was in 2nd place, is now 8th on 11. The leader's American Jim Morrison on 17 points. It's time now to take a look at our weather picture and see what it's going to be like on the outside. In Barbados right now, it's fair. The temperature is 26.2 degrees Celsius. It feels like 29. The humidity stands at 89% and the barometric pressure 1012.4 millibars. The winds from the east at 26 kilometers per hour. Low tide will be at 7:46 a.m. and another low tide at 8:31 p.m. High tide will be at 1:54 p.m. The seas moderate in open water with swells ranging from 1.5 to 2.5 meters and steady. There's a small craft operator and sea bathers being told to exercise some caution. The forecast for today, a mix of sunshine and clouds with a few brief scattered light showers. Tonight, it's expected to be a mix of clear skies and clouds with a few brief scattered light showers. Here's now a look at our international cities. And that's our morning report. You can join us again at noon for Newsday. We now go to Pearson Bowen for Morning Barbados.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thursday, December the 2nd, 2021. I am Pearson Bowen, thanking you for joining me yet again this Thursday morning. To those of you in Barbados watching us on your screens, good morning, good morning, good morning. And for you across the world as well on our YouTube channel, Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation, or on our Facebook page, Morning Barbados. Good morning to you as well. Thank you for joining us. Now, today is Thursday. We're going to show you some exceptional young people. This morning, you'll meet a young man who is at 18 years old, still in the Barbados Community College, completing his studies, but he's opened his own business, and we'll share his journey so far with you. We'll also meet one of our Let's cohort people, Femlet's cohort people from Guyana. She too is making a difference in her space, and she'll share her journey too with you. But this morning, I hope you have your phones turned on, because we will be making a call to you in our What You Gonna Give Me for Christmas competition. Have your cell phones charged and on. And of course, you know what to do when you hear the phone ring. You know exactly what to do. I won't tell you because you were told long enough now. So look out for that opportunity as well. Want to say good morning to Melda. Melda, wonderful seeing you yesterday. Thank you so much. I've shared it with the crew, and I want to really wish you a wonderful day as well. Such a lovely lady. Had a chance to meet her. Melda, thank you so much for coming by yesterday. And we're always happy to welcome you here at the CBC. Good to meet all of you. Feel free at any time. We don't bite. We're happy to embrace you as well as you come. So thank you so much for being a part of Morning Barbados and the crew. So let's get started this morning by heading over to that organization which gives real support in the wings beneath our young theatre people. We're talking about Operation Triple Threat. We're happy to be joined today by the director, the founder, the trustee, the everything Operation Triple Threat. Good morning to you, Janelle Headley.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks. You?
You must be smiling so brightly today, because I know for a fact that a number of the graduates of Operation Triple Threat are now soaring in New York. They're busy over there pursuing their dreams. For those who don't know about Operation Triple Threat, tell us what you do.
Well, Operation Triple Threat is a registered charity, and we're dedicated to empowering lives through the performing arts. And we do this through 6 programs and services, which includes performing arts training in specifically musical theater, but also OTT scholarships to come to the program, so that money is never a barrier for anyone who wants to go through our programs. Also our Bridge Award program, which you know about, where we help students to take part in short-term and long-term studies overseas. Our meals program, our social support services program, which both take care of their social and their psychological needs, and as well as their practical needs in terms of making sure that they're eating well and have the energy and focus to take part fully in our programs. And finally, our academic initiative, which supports them in their academic achievements, making sure that they have all those things in place so that when they want to go overseas and pursue their dreams, they can do so with all the academics in place.
It is such such an inspiring program in itself. You know, John Michael, my nephew. Yeah, John Michael, my nephew, you know, he's overseas studying now, but I remember John Michael would forego family occasions just to be a part of rehearsals for OTT. And I want to thank the program, because the discipline you see in him, not that he was in discipline before, that's not the case at all, but the focus is what I'm talking about, the benefit that one can see in our young people as a consequence of having gone through the program. And I really want to commend you on all of your efforts. Productions are what you do, and so staging of those productions are also what you do. What's the next big one we can look out for, Janelle?
So the next big one that we are so excited to bring to you, because it's been so long because of the pandemic, is The Theory of Relativity, which is written by Neil Bartram and Brian Hill. We're so excited to bring this to you in a new format. We are streaming it online so that everybody are able to stay safe in this global pandemic. And you can get your tickets at ticketlinks.com. That's links with a Z. This show is a really timely show. It really speaks about interconnection, how we need each other as human beings, and how our actions affect each other, sometimes even when we don't even know that they're affecting others, and how we need community to thrive and to survive. And so it's a really great reflection of who we are as a people and who we aspire to be, as well as the things that we may not be so good at, but we're trying to improve on. So it's a wonderful, moving piece with beautiful music and a beautiful storyline.
I know. When you sit, folks, at your homes and your spaces and you watch this, you are going to move. I want, before we continue, Janelle, to give people a good sense of what OTT looks like and the productions as well, because I know you released a video recently. Let's show that now, and we'll continue after.
No other dream I was given. I want the dream that I dream. Great expectations, great expectations.
groups? Well, we try to work that out for sure. But I saw my nephew for sure in there just now, just to see John Michael a part of the experience as well. So when we sit at home and we watch it, what do you want us to get from that production?
I really would love this to be a conversation starter. I think that, especially because I work with so many youth, they want to have conversations with each other, but also with their parents and other elders in their community. And sometimes they don't always feel that they can have those conversations. And then on the other end, sometimes adults don't know how to start the conversations about certain topics with their youth. So I'm hoping that as you watch this as a family, it's recommended for students 10 years and up, that you have a great conversation and that you really hold space to listen to each other and to talk through the issues that are highlighted in this show.
Indeed. So once again, remind us how we can get our tickets and when, the dates of the show, and how we can actually see it.
Sure. So the streaming is going to run December 10th through 12th. We have 4 options for shows. So on the Friday and the Saturday, 7:30 p.m. On the Sunday, 2 options. So if you have friends and family anywhere in the world, they can watch at 2 p.m. and then 5 p.m. And tickets are only a $15 minimum donation. That's a suggestion. If you want to give more before, or if you feel moved after watching to help our charity to empower more lives, you can give more through the Ticket Links website. And it's ticketlinks.com.
Right. So
and you can also visit Operation Triple Threat's website.
Indeed, indeed. I want you to really come forward, folks, and really watch this. This is an outstanding production. The cinematography is fantastic. The lighting, the theatrics alone, riveting and really, really good. The theory of relativity, cannot miss it. It starts December the 10th. But there's something that's happened to you recently, Janelle, where you were recognized by the Carolina Foundation. Talk to me about that. How did you know that you were recognized?
Well, first of all, OTT has been partnering with the Carolina Foundation for quite a few years now. And this was part of their move to highlight some of the partners that have worked with them. So I feel very honored that they shared it with the world. But I'm also honored to have the Carolina support and Rihanna support in that way to support our youth and to empower our youth to be the best they can be through the performing arts. Rihanna's foundation does so much all over the world, and I'm so proud that she is also now a national hero for all the work that she's done here on the island, but also globally. So it is an honor to be mentioned by her foundation.
Did they call you and say, hey, Janelle, we're going to recommend you, or how did that process come about?
Yes, one of their team members called me and said, we'd really like to feature you in the month of November. Can you send us a headshot and stuff? And I was like, oh, okay. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But we have a good relationship with them, and it's just an honor, honestly, to be mentioned.
You know, they consider you the leader of the month, and that's really quite a title to hold, because you lead so many young lives every single day. And you know, Operations Triple Threat is not a let's do a production and done. It's almost every day of the year you're engaging with these young people and inspiring them to achieve their best selves, to put forward who they are from within, and that's so critical a function that you do.
Yes, and in keeping with that, this is our 10th anniversary, and we wanted to end the year with a bang, and because the pandemic has taken away so much from us, and the show is one of those things. But another important thing for us is just, as I said, empowering youth and passing on information and supporting artists. So we also have a series of workshops coming up called Artist to Artist Like Water, Creative Flow in the Midst of Life Storms. And that's happening December 11th and 12th. They're online workshops. So again, if you're anywhere in the world, you can take part in these workshops. They are featuring facilitators from all over the world that are great in their field, in dance, in voice, in acting, in creative writing, and even in musical theater production. Actually, the original producer of The Theory of Relativity and the Broadway hit Come From Away is going to be sharing his knowledge on how to produce a musical. So we're really inviting persons to come out. This is, again, a minimum donation of $15 to attend. There are packages if you want to attend a bunch of them, or just one or two. So we really want people to come out and, stay at home, but log on and take part in these workshops so that they can continue to grow and develop.
Yes, I lend my full support to this. Janelle Headley, Director, Founder and Trustee of Operations Triple Threat. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I wish you only the very best. I want to encourage all of you everywhere to log on to ticketlinks.com and book your ticket on the time that's most convenient to you. It starts December the 10th, runs for a couple of days, but you are going to be riveted every minute of it as well. Janelle, thank you. Best of luck going forward. We salute you this morning too as one of our exceptional young people in Barbados.
Thank you so much.
You're very
I really
welcome.
appreciate it.
You're very welcome. As we go to break, take a look at the theory of relativity.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
15 to the hour, time for you to get close to your phones. Turn on your cell phones, listen to your phone. I'm going to call somebody right now. You're asking the question, and so we're going to answer that question. You would have entered our competition, so get ready because we're going to dial up someone right now. Someone right now will be called. So look out for this opportunity. Listen to your phone, and you know what to do when you be called, because today you're playing to win. So I hope you are a winner today in our Christmas promotion. Da 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 da. So I hope you know to answer your phone in the correct way. So I want to hear the dial tone, and I want to hear you answer your phone. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Making a call to you. Answer your phone.
Good morning. Good morning.
No. It don't work so. But good morning to you as well. Thank you for trying. No, that's not the way to answer the phone if you want to be a winner with us. So, nope, strike that one off. We'll try another one again. We have 3 people we're going to try this morning. I hope you all answer the phone. We've told you a zillion times, and we told you how to answer your phone. You have to answer your phone. Let's listen. Let's listen. Don't turn away from your phone. It's ringing. Let's see sure you answer your phone. This one is a woman.
Good morning.
I beg your pardon?
Hello?
I beg your pardon, ma'am. That's not the way to answer your phone this break Thursday morning. I mean, good morning. Strike that one off too. We want a winner this morning. One more call we have to make of the three people we chose to call today. Listen, I thank you for being, first of all, being very mannerly. But that's not what I want you to say this morning at all when we call you. Let's see. One last call. Dun, dun, dun. Answer your phone. Here we go. Let's see if this one answers correctly. Let's see. The plot thickens. Will they get it right? Will they do as they've been instructed to do? Will they even answer the phone?
You have reached the voicemail box.
No, you have reached. No, that's not the way to answer either. So, none of you has won with me today. I am hurt to the core. Listen, you have to answer your phone when we call. Don't try to figure out whose number it is calling you. Don't figure out nothing. Just answer the phone. What are you going to give me for Christmas? That's all you need to say. You enter the competition because you know what we're doing. So answer your phone so we can... You know what you did not win? Let me tell you what you did not win today by answering the phone incorrectly. You did not win that $100 voucher, compliments Zapatos by Alexander. Great shoe footwear. So there you go. That's what you lost out on today. $100 voucher of footwear from Zapatos by Alexander. Get it right tomorrow, okay? Let me try that for tomorrow. Let's try it again for tomorrow. Thank you all. All right, let's head over now as we meet another one of these young enterprising people. It's 12 minutes to go to the hour of 7. She's a young lady from Guyana. She's a member of the FemLet's cohort. And so we're happy this morning to meet with Rihanna McGarrell. Good morning to you, Rihanna.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. Being a
And
part of
thank
the
you so
FemLet's
much for having
cohort, what does it mean to you to be a part of the cohort?
Well, it means everything for me because even as I propelled in this journey for law, I never thought I would have been given the opportunity to be a part of a program that allows me to speak about what I'm passionate about or how I want to make a difference within the law field. So it means everything to me, especially this opportunity. So thank you so much for having me.
You're passionate about.
Yes.
Rihanna, what is it that you said you're passionate, it allows you the opportunity to do what you're passionate about. What is it that you are passionate about?
Well, I am definitely passionate about helping others receive justice, helping others receive equality and fairness. So I'm hoping that my career path helps me to better,
Achieve that.
yeah, I'm hoping my career path helps me to better fulfill this desire.
Rihanna. Now, you're 20 years old and you want to see fairness and justice meted out. You know, that's a lot for you to take on at 20 years old. So talk to me about why you chose the law to pursue and what was happening that made you think, I need to stand up for justice.
Good question. Thanks for asking. Well, as it relates to domestic violence, I feel very deeply about that because I feel like in Guyana, or even generally, but I'll speak for Guyana, I feel like not enough is being done. So if Rihanna, as a female lawyer, can make an effort to decrease or curb domestic violence by advocating for stricter or harsher punishments, then that would make a big difference for me.
Decided to follow, to pursue, to read for the law, you would have had that discussion with your parents. And what did they say to you when that discussion obtained?
Well, my mom always told me, she was like, since you were smaller, you always talking that you're going to be a lawyer and you're going to be defending me in court. And I'm like, I can't recall that. But when I told her, she always felt like this was my path that was set by the Lord. Because even from small to now, I still have that desire. So it feels like it's my purpose.
I love that. It's your purpose. And you say about yourself that you're Christ-based. You're very focused in that kind of way. So your faith means a lot to you.
It means more than a lot.
Really?
Having a relationship with God, because even the church being a lawyer, it's hard. We need a place of solace in hardship that may help us to continue pushing, that may remind us of our purpose and why we started what we're doing, and that will help us to continue.
You're at university here in Barbados, or where are you studying the law?
Well, I'm all the way in Guyana at the University of Guyana studying law.
So how many years are you going to do you have to put in before you are accepted and admitted to the bar?
Well, I have about 3 more years. I have approximately a half year to complete for my bachelor's degree, and then I have 2 years to complete for my legal executive certificate, and that may be at Woodin Law School, or that may be at any other respected law school.
When you look down the road and you tally up those numbers, does it feel to you as if it's going to take forever to get to practice the law?
It does. It does feel like there's a long journey ahead.
But it's a journey worth the while making and taking.
It sure is. It sure is.
Right.
Sometimes person would say, "Oh, you're going to wait till you're old and gray." We actually to start working, but it's worth.
Yeah, it's worth the effort. But there's something else that you love to do, because you do some volunteer work as well there in Linden, Guyana. Talk to me a little bit about some of your extracurricular activities.
Okay, sure. So I would have volunteered at the Linden Cooperation Curbs. That was hosted by Mr. Samuel Wright, and it was a beautiful journey. Because of my work ethic, they put me in the position to be a scribe, and that's the person it takes down the activities that would have happened. We would have cleaned the area, and the area known as Victory Valley, we would have cleared the area, we would have renovated by building bridges and removing the wood that they would have had to walk over, so it would be safer, especially for the little, because they would walk their home from school. So it was an amazing journey, and we also got first. We also won the competition for the best outstanding persons to present and to renovate the area.
But you're also a businesswoman. You know, you run 2 organizations, you do 2 things. So talk to me about what you do as business now.
Okay, so I'm a business owner, said, for 2 businesses. The first one is a jewelry business, and may I tell you how much I love jewelry? Besides from my passion for law, I love jewelry. I love how it adds to your clothing. Because you can wear the most beautiful jewelry. You can wear the most clothing, sorry, but having the jewelry there, it definitely adds to it. And one of my most prized part of my business is the customized part. So, I want to gift to a friend or family or a loved one, and I can actually have them customized, and it makes them so happy to see that they have their name on their neck or on their loved one's neck. So
and then,
it's beautiful.
So that's
and
a
the
diamond
other
dreams.
Yeah. And the other business that I have would actually just be an online business for persons that are interested in self oral care or just in general. I offer those options for for them to purchase those items.
You're 20 years old, you're reading the law. You have to spend so much time between the pages of the book that you're reading. Where do you find the time? How do you balance your time so you do your business, you do your volunteer work, you study the law, and you still be you, Rihanna?
Well, that's a good question. Actually, it's very hard. It's just me having less time to waste. There's more time I have to spend doing something productive. So it keeps me active, it keeps me busy, and it helps the time to run out faster. So it doesn't feel like I'm doing one thing repeatedly over and over. But definitely prioritizing is important. So if I realize that my school is demanding more, then I'll definitely put an ease on my business because I don't want to make the wrong decision. If I realize I have enough free time at school, then I would invest more time for my business because both are important for me.
Is that your heart strongest? Is it the business, the volunteer work, or the law? Which one do you think is going to win out?
I definitely believe it would be the law for me.
Well done. Rihanna, it's such a pleasure talking to you today. Rihanna McGill, one of our Let's cohorts from Guyana, Femme Let's cohorts. So much a pleasure talking to you today. I wish you the very best in all that you're doing because you're doing so much at 20 years old and you're making a success of everything that you do. We can only wish you only much success going forward. Rihanna McGarrell, thank you for meeting us this morning. You are for us one of our regional exceptional young people. Thank you for being the light that you shine.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
You are very welcome indeed. That's it, Rihanna McGarrell, one of our Femlets cohorts. We're going to take a break here, and when we come back, the news on Morning Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
7 o'clock in Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean. Time for that update on the news. Here is Wendy Burke.
Thank you, Pearson. The former LIAT employees could have the offer of 50% compassionate severance removed from the table if they don't commit before month end. All the unions have rejected the offer, but the pilots' union, LIAT, has been accused of trying to strike a secret deal. A letter was sent to Antigua Prime Minister Gaston Brown by LIAT, and members were recently informed that this was done. Lennox Weston, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance, has been very critical of the pilots.
The pilots on their own as usual. They figured they're prima donnas. They went by themselves with other unions to see the Prime Minister to try and cut a private deal for themselves. And the Prime Minister repeated what the offer was, and the offer was available to everyone. And then they, as typical of that union group, they said they're not certain, they want this, they want that. The offer is very simple. We're paying 50% of their benefits, not just full terminal benefits, but a severance package. And they need to sign off for that as final payment. If not, they can then do what all people do in a bankrupt company. The company is wound up, the assets are sold, the net assets are then divided according to the law with the ranking of individuals, and whatever net assets are then spread out among all the beneficiaries for that. And they have a right to take that. They have a right to refuse what they want to refuse. So we're not saying that they're wrong to refuse it, but we have put that offer. We believe it's a very good offer. We believe that by the time you wind LIAT up, the net benefits will not equal to 60% of what we're offering.
Meanwhile, the workers eligible for severance here who went before the arbiter are still awaiting a letter from the National Insurance Scheme, which they're to forward to Antigua. Some concerned workers told the Morning Report that the letter is supposed to be returned within a month, and at this rate, it's unlikely to get a Christmas payment. It is understood that LIAT 2020 will begin operations in January 2022. Barbados has recorded 3 more COVID-related deaths. A 22-year-old unvaccinated man passed away yesterday at the Harrison Point Isolation Facility. 2 other deaths, both women, were recorded on Tuesday. A 57-year-old who was unvaccinated and an 83-year-old who was partially vaccinated. They also died at the Harrison Point Isolation Facility. To date, 232 lives have been lost to COVID-19. The Pan American Health Organization has cautioned against panic in the region as the Omicron variant of COVID-19 spreads across the globe. Director Dr. Carissa Etienne has called for increased vaccination and public health measures to ensure the best possible protection against the virus.
It is likely that other countries will begin seeing this new variant in circulation soon. And that's why it's important that countries redouble their surveillance efforts, share sequences with the Genomic Surveillance Network of the Americas, and report any Omicron cases to the WHO. Speed and transparency are especially critical at this time. But above all, we urge people not to be frightened. Today, the most important thing that people can do to protect themselves is to get vaccinated and to reduce their risk of exposure to the virus.
More assistance is on the cards for youth and female-owned small and medium-sized enterprises. It will come as the second generation of the Enhanced Access to Credit for Productivity program is rolled out. Minister in the Ministry of Economic Affairs, Marcia Cadell, says the Enterprise Growth Fund Limited will be on board this time to improve the first edition.
86% of the guarantee loans approved were for companies with a man as majority owner. 14% were for companies with a woman as majority owner. What we also found was that smaller SMEs, where we tend to find more women in ownership, did not access the program as often as well in the numbers that larger SMEs did. And so that still left a gap in the market where smaller businesses were not getting the kind of access to finance that they required.
Jamaica's Minister of Culture, Olivia Grange, says a motion to outline the steps to transforming Jamaica into a republic will be discussed in the Parliament soon. She told Parliament the government considers the matter of great importance. Minister Grange was responding to a question from South St. Catherine MP Fitz Jackson, who noted the Republic status achieved by Barbados. Well, that's the news. I'm Wendy Burke. It's now back over to Pearson and Morning Barbados.
Thank you, Wendy. It's 6 minutes after 7 o'clock. Time for us to take a break, and when we come back, you get a chance to win with Crumbs after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
7.5 minutes after 7 o'clock this Thursday morning. Time for you to give me a call now on 228-5562 or 228-5563 because I have a question for you. It comes in today's Crumbs Bakery question of the day. So 228-5562 or 228-5563. What's today's question? Here it comes. The question for today is, how many flavors of chicken wings does crispy fried chicken carry? How many flavors of chicken wings does crispy fried chicken carry? How many flavors? 228-5562 or 228-5563. We will have our usual conversation, or a little fun banter, and then we'll see. So how many flavors of chicken wings does crispy fried chicken carry? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Good morning to you. Hello.
Good
morning. Good morning. Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine, and you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. And what parish are you watching us from?
The best parish.
Which is?
You should know.
I know of only one. I hope it's the same one. We talking about?
Pardon me?
St. Lucie. St. Lucie, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Hello.
You
Hello.
know.
Of course. Hi, Rons. Now,
Yeah, morning.
how was Independence for you?
Independence, it went quiet. I enjoyed a quiet day. But I had my conkeys, so once I had conkeys, you know.
We know. Yes. She made some of the best conkeys on the island, I'm telling you. Sweet Rons is what it is, indeed.
Shout it out loud, Sweet Ron's conkeys,
yeah.
the bomb.
Sweet Ron's conkeys are the bomb. So how are the grandchildren?
The grand's doing good. I will see them in a little while because, I just have them on a daily basis, helping with their online schooling and stuff.
Wonderful.
Yes.
I can imagine how much of a task that can be at times,
Oh,
managing
dear,
the children online.
Don't talk, Pearson. Don't talk. As I said, for Shem is okay, but her dear, and you know how mouthy she is.
Yes.
Oh, dear, it is something else. But
all right,
that is what it is.
Don't let me knock you off. The question is, how many flavors of chicken wings does crispy fried chicken carry?
Well, I guess in two. I guess in regular and barbecue.
That's what you're guessing?
Yeah.
Not me, though. Not me.
All right.
Not me, Ross. Nice here.
Okay, good.
Thank you
have
very
a good
much.
day and
Likewise.
Last Christmas.
You too. Thank you so very much, Rhonda. So let's take another call. 228-5562, 228-5563. How many flavors of chicken wings does crispy fried chicken carry? Come on, tell me. Talk to me. 228-5562 or 228-5563. I don't know if you've been to any of the Crispies yet, but if you haven't, maybe today is a good reason for you to try out Crispies fried chicken and you'll experience delicious chicken wings. So how many flavors of chicken wings, does crispy fried chicken carry? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Those flavored chips are fantastic. Good morning. Hello. Hello. Good morning. Don't put down on us. Don't put down on us. I won't give up on you. Don't give up on me. 228-5562 or 228-5563. How many flavors of crispy fried chicken, how many flavors of chicken wings does crispy fried chicken carry? Good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you
Hello.
doing, sir?
I'm fine.
Good. What's
And
your
you?
first name?
Leonard.
Hello, Leonard. I'm Pearson. Good to meet you, Leonard. What parish are you watching us from?
St. Michael.
All right, Leonard. What is the answer?
Crispy, fried, and barbecue.
Crispy, fried, or barbecued. Those are the three flavors?
Yeah.
You saw that at Crispy. Did you see that? Man, cheese on bread. You heard it beep in the back, right? No, that's not right. That's not right. Thank you, though, Leonard. That's not right. So I want to know if he'd seen that on the menu board at Crispy Fried Chicken. So nope, that's not right. Can we take another call? 228-5562 or 228-5563. You know, I suppose a number of you, when you eat your chicken wings, as I love a chicken wing, you know, who cares about the flavor? You just eat it. Good morning. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. What's your first name?
Leslie.
Leslie, good to meet you. And Leslie, what parish are you watching from?
Dash Valley, St. George.
Oh, St. George. Leslie, what's the answer?
Bake. Crispy, fry, and bake.
So you said it again?
Crispy, fry, and bake.
Crispy, fried, and baked. Did you go to Crispy recently? Or have you ever been to Crispy's Fried Chicken at all?
No, that's the usual thing, you know.
I don't know, that's what you say to me. Have you been to Crispy's Fried Chicken ever?
Yes.
And did you order any chicken wings?
Yes.
And those were the options you had available to you? You don't even remember.
They were there, but I think what I wanted.
Leslie, you don't even remember. But thanks, Leslie. No, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right at all. So listen, y'all need to go to Crispy's Fried Chicken. Go to Crispy's Fried Chicken and order some chicken wings. You will see right there the options available to you. And then you get back to me, all right? Something tells me this question is going to come up again. But thank you all for trying. And as usual, for being a very good sport on our Crumbs Bakery question of the day. We'll take a break here, and when we come back, much more on Morning Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
15 minutes after 7 o'clock, we have been introducing you to the parish independence ambassadors from all of the parishes, because on Saturday will be the Spirit of the Nation show at 8 o'clock on TV8. A great reason for you to watch, indeed. They have worked hard over the year, and now they're waiting to find out who will be the outstanding parish ambassadors for 2021. Thanks to the Community Independence Celebration Secretariat for the great work that they're doing. So don't forget, you sit before your TV screen, before your mobile device, and you watch on Saturday from 8 o'clock. Let's meet now the parish ambassadors from St. James. They are Azario Kelman and Carice Wilson, and also with them is a representative of the Parish Independence Committee, my friend Rhonda Bryan Hudson. Good morning, each of you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Pearson. Always a pleasure.
Always indeed a pleasure. So we're heading towards Saturday. Azario, are you ready?
Yes, please.
Carice, are you ready?
I am ready and waiting for the results.
Oh, what are you waiting for? The results. So tell me why you are so ready and waiting for these results.
The long preparation we had, and I know that we came forward with our best. So I know I am ready and waiting for these results.
Azario, she's confident. Are you equally confident?
I am. I have full confidence because of the preparation that we did. Our team was great. We looked amazing. So I share Carice's confidence.
Those are big words, Azario. You're going to see it all on Saturday evening. So talk to me, Azario, about what you did in preparation for Saturday's big climax.
I did a lot of running around. Carice, and our designer, on a Saturday, we spent a lot of time going to different locations looking for shoes, things that could just go with our outfit to make it look, to bring out the best in it. And the amount of preparation we did, the amount of sessions we sat through, and the effort from our team members, from Glenn Johnson, who designed our suit, to Veronica Reese, who actually tailored and made our suits, my suit and Carice's dress. She did an excellent job on my vest. You'll see that on Saturday. And to Carol T, who is a needleworker in St. Barnabas, he designed my pants. So the collective efforts of all of those people kind of came together to bring out the best in what St. James has to offer.
Carice, you're a girl from St. James, and so you're representing your parish very proudly. You're obviously very proud of the parish in which you live. What makes you so proud of St. James?
It is the best coast. It is the best parish. I grew up in St. James all my life. Beautiful beaches. So I just said, you know what? I can put myself forward and represent my parish, and that's what I did.
You weren't scared about making that decision to represent St. James?
No, I wasn't, because I know that I had a very capable team with me, and with Azario by my side, we got it done. I was not scared.
Rhonda, I see you sitting there, you're smiling brightly because you know these two young people are going to represent the parish of St. James beautifully. How confident are you that they've done what they ought to do?
Pearson, even before we get to Saturday, I am confident. I am happy. I am proud with the accomplishments of the two parish ambassadors for St. James, because they have given their all the entire year, in spite of all that has been going on around us, COVID-19 and other issues that are happening. They have done what we've asked them to do. They've gone out there, they've innovated, found creative and new ways to be in contact with the community. Any advice or suggestions that we would have made to them during the course of the year, I found that they listened, and they listened well. And not only did they take what we said as is, but they now made it their own and internalized it, and were able to share it with others. So Pearson, confidence, and I back them 210%.
Aye, that's a lot, 210%. But you know, Rhonda, we live in times where young people have sometimes a little different focus. But these are two very focused young people. How was it in getting them to stay the course? Because, you know, we had some restrictions that would cause this to happen. And by the way, Moselle Reed, who's watching from St. James, she's saying St. James to the world. So talk to me a little bit about getting them ready for the competition, because they came in raw.
With this, you know, Pearson, the thing about this program that I love is when you start in this program, we take you where you are, you know, and in St. James, we're honest with you, and they tell you from interview time, listen, the road is going to be rough. We're going to have good times, we're going to have bad times, but through it all, we are a team and we're going to function together. But in order for us to be effective, these are the things that we need to do. And we come together, whatever challenges we face, we come together, we brainstorm and look at the different strategies and ways we can handle it. And then we do it. So in terms of focus, they've been focused from the beginning because they had a clear understanding of what is expected. And once you know what the goal is, because in St. James, the goal is just not going across the stage at the end of the year, but there are specific goals that we must accomplish during the year that lead us up to on Saturday's event. And so all of that is preparation. So how do you stay focused? You keep the goal in mind, and you give yourself short-term goals. And when you win those goals, you say yes, and you get a little bit more energy to keep going. So in terms of this, we admitted there were challenges and we didn't back away from them, but we sought to challenge or accomplish and overcome them together as a team.
Beautiful. Carice, what's been the project you guys have been working on? What's the name of the project, and tell me how it went for you so far?
So our project, the name of our project was Bridges Connecting Our Communities, and we held various webinars for the entrepreneurs where we invited distinguished guests from around the Barbados community where they spoke to our St. James entrepreneurs. So we had speeches on finance, the digital world, managing your own business, creating your own business. And then we all had St. James entrepreneurs speaking at our webinars, and they spoke about their different challenges and the successes they had in becoming an entrepreneur.
Wonderful. Azario, why did you put yourself forward to be the male ambassador?
For two reasons. One, I really wanted to do more of my time to be positive and just do something constructive. I was going to work and coming home on evenings and feeling kind of mundane, so I wanted something else to do. So I was looking at various projects to do that I could volunteer for. The opportunity to become the parish ambassador kind of presented itself, and I took it because I was inspired by my friend Johannes. He was the parish ambassador for St. Lucie, in 2019. Unfortunately, Johannes passed away last year. He would have been 23 yesterday. And Hans, as I call him, was my main inspiration. I did it as a way to kind of feel closer to him and to honor him. And it just seemed like the right thing to do.
And I like that you wanted to do more. The energy behind that is what you took forward then to volunteer to be the male ambassador for St. James. And in doing that, look at where you are now. And see, more and more people are posting on our social media saying, St. James, I come from, St. Barbados, do your thing. And so talk to me, Azario, about anything that you've learned about your parish, St. James, that before you did not know.
One thing I learned about was, for one, how generous and how truly selfless our nationals or our members of St. James are, in that a lot of different people helped me to gather information. My first project was on the Cubana Monument that's located down PSB. And whenever you're passing down that road, you can see it on the side, and it was erected to honor the lives of those lost in the Cubana bombing back in 1976. So learning about that tragedy, how it affected those around, the outcome, learning that Fidel Castro came in 98, that was one of the things I learned. I learned of why St. James is called Huotong, because when the first settlers came, the hole is where they first landed. It was the stream in which they landed on the shore.
Yes. At Jamestown.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yes.
Carice, what about you? What have you learned about your parish that through this program you did not know before?
So the current structure of the St. James Parish Church is not actually the original structure.
Really?
It was wooden before, but it was destroyed by a hurricane. They built it again, but it was destroyed by another hurricane. And what we have now is actually, as I said, is not the original. So they rebuilt again and they made it out of limestone.
Oh, fantastic.
That's what I learned.
Rhonda, we are now then a couple days away from the big finale. I want you to appeal to all of your parishioners of St. James to be before their television screens, make sure they have their mobile devices on to watch the show, and to lend full support to your parish ambassadors.
Sure, Pearson, thank you for that opportunity. To everyone who is listening, whether you're listening on TV, Facebook, or you're going to watch this program later today or during the week before Saturday session, I want you to show up for the young people of Barbados. Show up for the young people of St. James. They've been working hard. They face so many challenges and situations throughout the year. And the least we can do as a nation is to back them up, to show them our support by tuning in when we see them on the road over the next few days. Don't put no pressure, just encourage them to do their best and to be their best, and we will show them that we love them for who they are, and we will exhibit the national they have exhibited throughout this entire year. So come on out, young people, come out and support other young people who are doing tremendous things. Older adults, all of us in the community, come up, show up, and let's be who we are. That nation that supports and encourages each other. You know, as the song says, as we went through COVID, this is who we are.
Yes.
So let's show who we are and show up, turn up for these great, awesome young people who in themselves are already heroes and ambassadors of St. James and Barbados.
Amen. The crowd says applause. You hear the applause in the background. That's everybody applauding you indeed. I want to commend all of you, each of you really indeed. And I can't wait to see you on Saturday for the finale at the Loyalist, Frank Cullimer Hall.
Frank Cullimer Hall.
That's right. That's where we're going to be for the Spirit of the Nation show. Virtually, it starts at 8 o'clock in the evening, live on TV8, on Facebook, and on YouTube. And then you will see the brilliance of all they've been able to do in the parish of St. James. Carice Wilson, Azario Kelman, the parish ambassadors, and Rhonda Brian Hudson. I keep wanting to turn those names around. Representative of the Parish Independence Committee as well. Thank you all, and all the best going forward, and all the best on Saturday as well. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so much, Pearson. Enjoy.
You too. Thank you so much indeed. Parish ambassadors from the Parish of St. James. This is Morning Barbados. We continue right after this break.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It is 7:30 in Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, 7:30 if you choose to call it that. Good morning, everyone. This is Thursday. We're featuring some exceptional young people today, not just from Barbados, but from around the world, who are doing great things and who in their youth are rising up or ready to change the space in which they operate. Still to come, we meet a 10-year-old, not 10-year-old, she's a young girl in first form, and she sat her CSC exam in Spanish, and she aced it. how did that happen? We'll meet her. We meet a young man who's 18 years old, and he's at community college. He's now just opened his business, and we'll talk to him too about his endeavor thus far. But let's head all the way now to India. That's where she is at the moment, currently studying electronics and communications engineering, but she hails from Bangladesh. She is one of the HAY ambassadors. She's 22 years old. Esrat Sharmin, good morning to you.
Good morning to you. I hope you are doing well.
We're doing well. I hope you are too. And thank you so much for joining us all the way from India this morning. I'm told that you have a passion for climate change and for empowering women. And in all of this, at 22 years old, thus far, you've had the opportunity to address many global challenges before many people in many spaces. Where have you been, and what has been the response to your speeches thus far?
Can I get the question once again, please?
Right. What I'd like to know is, where have you been on youth summits to make your addresses, and what were the responses?
Okay. So, as I am from my childhood, it was one of my hobby to start the humanity on a society. So, last time I have submitted my representations, climate change and empowerment poverty. 3 youth submit. One is Sierra Leone and another is Tajikistan. Next month, I'm going Nepal to represent my project. Thank you.
It's about climate change. What has been your experience thus far that caused you to want to be passionate about climate change?
Okay, so right now the world is in most crisis for climate change, and youth should play a crucial role for it. As United Nations General Secretary addressed that it's time for us to youth and climate change for the movement of climate crisis. As you know, Asia is one of the front line of the change of climate change, and we analyze that Asia is one of the most major problematic region in the world apart from other side. So for us, it's, as a youth, we should play a very important role for promoting the youth crisis and the climate change action. Thank you.
You know, we can talk and talk and talk, but we need to act and act and act. What can you, Esrat, do to ensure there is action behind the talk?
Can I hear you right? I mean, the network is too slow here, so.
That's why you just be patient. It'll come to you. What I want to know is what actions can you take so that we see there's a change towards how we consider the climate?
Yeah. So for one thing, I must say it has not addressed been yet. For me, climate change action it's much needed to reduction the poverty first. But if we want to change the climate change actions, what is the root problem? It first comes in Asia, the main thing is poverty. Like right now in Bangladesh and India, 10 migrants are for climate crisis. And these are the most women in this kind of problem. So for me, if we empower women as a climate change adoption, that could be a challenges for climate crisis action. Because in our country and also basically in South Asia, women are in extreme poverty. So first, if we want to take the challenge of climate crisis, we have to take the challenge of first poverty. First, we have to change the poverty cycle in a mechanism way. Thank you. So that is why I'm working for women empowerment.
I know you're working for women empowerment, but within your society, what's the role of the woman, and how easy is it for you to be able now to advocate that women are empowered?
So this is how, if you see what our side in Asia, women are uneducated, they are not that much awareness, they don't have that much knowledge how to significantly play for climate change actions. So if we educate and if we empower our women to create for them job opportunity, and in a economically if you can opportunity create, and that time when women can get empowerment, and it will be challenges for climate crisis issue.
But is that easy to achieve given the structure of your society?
Okay, so the structure of my society, it's kind of like right now due to COVID situation, 47 million women are in extreme poverty according to United Nations report. So if you want to take one challenge, but you cannot make another challenge because if you say poverty and climate change, these are intertwinkled connection with each other. So first you have to see how much poverty we can reduce the cycling system. So right now if we see the women, they are the most unemployment women. So that is how what I'm creating right now for them, job opportunity by starting one startup business for this unemployment and then drop out student. That is how I'm empowering women.
Do you think you'll ever grow tired of these things that you're doing?
For me, it's a very challenging issue right now because there is two crises right now. There is one poverty and one is climate change. As COP216 addressed total 4 goals, but low carbon emission and ecosystem. But if we go for ecosystem, this all the crisis is coming out, and the first thing is it's poverty.
There's a young girl across, very global, Greta Thunberg. She has herself created quite a stir globally. What do you think of her and her advocacy?
Okay, so are you asking about climate crisis advocacy?
Yes.
Okay, so for me and for all of us who are the youth people, it is very important for all of us people in promoting actions adapt to the adverse of climate change because Bangladesh is one of the vulnerable country in Asia, and even last time if you see the thunderstorm, it was around Richter 8.5 in our country. So the climate crisis in Bangladesh is a very worst, and it has not been yet taken this much adaptations. So for us, we youth like us, we should play a very critical role for climate crisis, and we should go for a very good platform to represent our project by climate crisis.
You know, Esrat Sharmin, you're doing very well as a Hay ambassador, very passionate clearly about climate change, seeing the change in what we do and how what we do impact our climate. But you're also passionate about women's empowerment. And so today we want to commend you on all of your work you're doing. You're studying currently in India. Much success with your studies, and we hope that your passion never fades and that you continue doing well what you're doing. You are very, for us, one of our exceptional young people. Thank you for joining us this morning. You're welcome. Morning Barbados continues right after this. We're 19 minutes now to go to 8 o'clock. We'll meet this young girl who has been exceptional all her life. Her name is Ayobami Leon Barker. Good morning to you, Ayobami.
Good morning, person.
You have...
Good morning, Barbados.
Good morning indeed. As I've just described you, you have been exceptional all your life. At 5 years old, you were reading books and just absorbing information all the way through. Last year, you did the 11 plus and you were the top student. And now this year, in first form, you sat the CXC exam in Spanish. You passed it with a grade 1. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You became the first student in the Caribbean ever to achieve that feat. How does it feel to know that that's you?
Well, it actually feels really good. I feel really proud of myself, and my efforts, but it feels like, it's not me, if you get me.
Yes, I do.
Right, because when I think about it, I say that, you know what I mean? Wow.
Yes. Listen, I sat through school in secondary school 5 years to do a Spanish exam. I didn't get a 1. There you are in first form doing your Spanish exam and you got a grade 1. How was that possible?
Well, my mother is a Spanish teacher, so from the time I was small, she will always let me watch Spanish videos, listening to Spanish nursery rhymes. We will always play Spanish games. We would do everything in Spanish. So, it was a gradual process, so that made it easier for me to do the exam.
But you became fluent, very fast in Spanish. So you could speak it and you can write it and clearly you understand it to be able to respond to it. So, oftentimes when I was studying Spanish, we were told, oh no, you need to immerse yourself in the culture. So it becomes it becomes a habit. Were you ever exposed to the Spanish culture to the point where, you're conversant and people understood you?
Well, actually in 2018, I went to Panama. That was the first time I was exposed to, real people speaking Spanish.
Right.
So yeah, the person that was driving us everywhere, me and him would usually have small little conversations. And when I went places, my mother would encourage me to speak to the people there. So that exposed me to more fluent and real Spanish.
But what was that like though? Because having arrived in Panama with your Spanish as you know it, were they speaking it the way you know it, or did you have to adapt in any way what you know?
They were speaking it faster, but for me, they were slowing down because, I was small. So it was not bad. And my mother was doing most of the, actual real speaking.
Yes. I can imagine. It's like, Mommy, you take the lead on this one. I'll follow along. So how is it though, having a Spanish teacher as your mother and, and she therefore expects you to perform in a particular way? Was it easy? Was it difficult? Were you fretful about it?
Sometimes you just don't want to do it. You don't want to practice, right? But she was never forcing me to do it necessarily. She would say we would practice a bit a day, but if we were practicing, it would only be about 30 minutes a day. It was not really a lot of training. So she's not really that hard on me on it.
Our social media is responding. They're saying, we see here a comment from Gregory Cummins who says, wow, CXC grade 1 in first form. Amazing. Now that's exceptional indeed. So what did your classmates think of your choosing to do the CXC exam in Spanish so early and so young?
Well, some of them said congratulations to me, but that's basically it.
Yes.
Nobody was really speaking about it because it wasn't like a topic in my class or anything like that.
You didn't tell anybody, did you?
Yeah, it was, I told, people found out.
Yeah.
And my teacher posted it in my classroom. But
okay. But all term long, you're doing Spanish classes and you're doing that. And so it's at a very basic level, so to speak, in class, in first form. And so others were struggling. And then suddenly Ayobami was soaring. Did others look at you and say, girl, where did you get this from? Here we're trying to understand verb and subject, and you are soaring. What was their response to that?
As I said, they didn't really say much. My best friend was very proud of me. My best friend said, good job, Ivan, My cousin, especially, was like, wow, I remember you did it. Because, you know, they were all hearing, I was telling them that I might do it, but I guess nobody really expected that I was actually going to do it, you know?
Right. Are you one of those people who sets targets and goals for themselves?
Sometimes.
Not all the time. Not all, you know, and someone else is also saying, go, Ayo, I'm so proud of you. Do you know this individual? Can you see it on your screen?
Yeah, I know her.
Do you know her?
Mm-hmm.
How well do you know her?
She's somebody's mother at senior, my friend's mother at senior.
Oh, okay. So she knows you too. So what kinds of goals have you set for yourself?
Well, for the common entrance, my goal was just to do my best and try to get into Harrison College. Ended up doing that. My goal for the CXC was to get a grade 1. I ended up doing that, you know. In swimming, I still set goals. I set a goal to, I was trying to get a corrector time, and I ended up getting it. I got a B time in the 200 meter freestyle. But yeah.
So who was it that decided that you should enter the common entrance exams this year? Who was that?
It was my mother, actually.
Oh, it was mommy.
From the time I was smaller, she was always saying, "You're gonna do this CSE in first form."
Wow, that's so wonderful. Glenda Yard, Slender, is saying today, congratulations, young lady, on your achievement. Cheers to your mom. And so the celebrations are all around us right here today. People who are so very immensely proud of what you've been able to do. So it was Mommy who said, you can do this. And someone is this a very eloquent young lady. Mommy is saying that you can do this. And so she determined that she's going to help you. Talk to me a little bit about what Mommy's support so far has meant to you.
My mommy's support it basically means everything to me, because, you know, when she tells me to do something, she doesn't just tell me to do it and just expect me to do it. She helps me through everything. Like my homework, she helps me through my homework. My schoolwork, she helps me through my schoolwork. She helps me through everything to make sure not to hope that I do it, but to ensure that I do the best that I can do. You know?
That's great. Your mommy teaches Spanish and French. As a matter of fact, Corey Nurse is saying congratulations, Ayo, always proud of you, Corey Nurse. And so, since you're very, very good at Spanish, are you equally good at French?
Well, no, because no, I'm good at French, but it does not compare to Spanish at all. I'm good for second form, but you know, Spanish is a lot higher level because I was doing that for my whole life. But my mother helps me with French as well. So.
Right. I'm telling you, the comments are coming through for you, and this is really, really good. We're thanking our viewers for supporting you on this. So say something. Okay, I'm going to give you a sentence, and I'd like you to say it in Spanish for me. Okay?
Okay.
Fair? Good morning. Okay. Today is Thursday, and it's a beautiful day.
Buenos días. Hoy es
Thursday.
Miércoles y hoy es un
beautiful day.
Día bonita.
All right. So teach me something that you think I can practice this morning. Tell me something you'd like me to practice. Let me try.
Say buenos días.
Buenos días.
Un placer conocerte.
Say that again.
Es un placer conocerte.
Es un placer.
Placer conocerte.
All right. Yeah, you said it well. You said it beautifully, as a matter of fact. Let me leave that to you, indeed. So what do you do for fun? I know you say you do swimming. What else do you do for fun?
Well, for fun, I like to call my friends, you know, go out, watch movies, you know. Sometimes I paint, and yeah.
Wow. You are just an all-round awesome young lady, Ayobami. I mean, it's a tremendous pleasure meeting you this morning to celebrate with you your success thus far. And all I can hope is that your journey is equally successful for all the rest of the world. I mean, you get the applause from our crew here at CBC. So continue making all of us, mommy and daddy, but all of us proud of what you've been able to achieve. Don't go beyond your head. Don't get swell-headed, but just stay humble and just be your best self. So it's been my pleasure to meet you this morning, Ayobami Leon Barker. You are forever for us, one of our exceptional young people. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome indeed. She's such a darling. And she's only 12 years old. Just 12 years old. She's in first form at the Harrison College. And she's just at her CXC exam in Spanish. She passed it with a grade 1. She's the youngest person in the Caribbean from this beautiful little island of ours, the Republic. She is the youngest person to have attained a grade 1 indeed. And Vereen Walker saying congratulations. Keep up the good job. Keep reaching for the stars. We're taking a break here. We're coming back with more on Morning Barbados. Our next is 18 years old, a student of the Barbados Community College, already owning his own business. Jonathan Austin, good morning to you, Jonathan.
Good morning, and good morning, Barbados.
Jonathan, do you remember Spanish at all? Because I know you got it back at grade 3, so you remember Spanish?
Not really.
Then you're like me, Jonathan. It is like, what? All right, Ayobabi, good for you. You got it done, girl. So, Jonathan, how has life been for you so far?
Life has been quite a change. I just launched my business in October, and it's taken off. I mean, it's been quite a lot of response, and it's really overwhelming now at the moment.
That's fantastic. So tell people the business that you've started and that has become so overwhelming.
The business is called Jono Skate Shop, and this is an online retail store that sells skateboards and skate products. We offer complimentary delivery anywhere island-wide.
Wow. You're taking this so
Barbados.
seriously. I mean, your language alone tells me this is a serious business that you're in, Jono. You know, Jono Skate Shop. And so for anyone who's in the business of skating, this is where they can come to you and they can get their skateboards and all of the accessories for protective gear, right?
Yes, we have protective gear. We have helmets and pads, which we recommend with every purchase of a skateboard. We recommend that anybody that's interested in skateboards, that they get protective gear, because it's very important that we keep the youth protected.
Indeed. Why did you start this form of business?
Well, skateboarding has been a passion of mine since I was 12 years old. I was in the hospital when I was struggling with an illness called gastroparesis. And overseas, I was in the hospital. And when I was there, I was on YouTube and I saw skateboarding. And it really intrigued me. And from there, I took off in skateboarding as it helped me. It helped me get through my illness. And fast forward to last year in October, I had decided that it would be a great idea to open up my own business because I'm passionate about skateboarding, and also I'm studying marketing and management at the Barbados Community College.
Mhm.
And I thought it'd be a great way to learn practical ways of learning about business.
And so there it is. We're looking at our screens now. We see a video of you playing. It's showing off, no doubt, what you're so really good at.
Yes.
So for those who are watching today, again, remind them of how we can access some of the gear and some of the skateboards that you sell at Jono's Skate Shop.
Yes, so we have a website. It's called jonoskates.com, and we have all of our skateboards, wheels, all our accessories.
Mhm.
We also have roller skates and roller blades. If you would like to contact us, you can call 826-1800, or you can follow us on Instagram at Jono Skates Shop, Jono Skate Shop on Facebook and Instagram.
Starting business is not easy. So what kind of support have you had thus far to get the business off the ground, to be the success that you're realizing?
So first of all, I got a loan from the Barbados Trust Loan, and that has helped very much. And also, I'm getting a great amount of help from my dad, who has been supporting me with the skate shop.
This is brilliant. Is this something you see yourself doing long term, Jono's Skate Shop?
Yes, definitely. This would be a long-term endeavor, as this is one of my passions. And I love sharing the sport of skateboarding to people around Barbados.
You know, when you live your passion, you can only be a success, and you are already a success. Jonathan Austin, it is my immense pleasure meeting you today. I want to encourage people to go to jonoskates.com, jonoskates.com, and support Jonathan Austin in his endeavor. Love the sport of skateboarding. I can't do it, but I love to watch it, and so you're doing it very, very well there on the screen. You were saying?
We all get you on the skateboard.
Yeah, I wish you well. I wish you well. Jonathan, thank you for joining us. You're such a good sport. All the best to you, indeed. You're one of our exceptional young people. We're happy to salute you today. You're very welcome.
Thank you for having me, and I appreciate it.
You're very welcome, Jonathan. Our pleasure indeed. Immense pleasure indeed. Jonathan Austin is his name. Now, before we go, we want to share with you another one of our exceptional young people who had a recent opportunity to sell to the Prince of Wales, His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales. Guess what? A bottle of hot sauce. Look at this.
From a life of dangerous drug gangs and violent crime, Akimi now has a burgeoning business on Barbados, all thanks to help from the Prince's Trust. His royal benefactor, also now a customer.
He's bought one of these.
Yeah, this one right here. It was all because of the team program, man. It took me from a dark place, you know, motivated me to be such a good person, showed me that there are more opportunities out there. Crime is not the way.
Well, whilst Britain's relationship with Barbados might have changed significantly, one thing that won't alter, we're told, is the Prince's charitable work here on the island.
Akeem, well done. We're going to meet him fully next week, God spare life indeed. But we also want to say big congratulations to our summer interns with us here at the CBC who recently graduated from the community college. Congratulations, Daniel Collymore. There he is, smiling brightly. There's also Leah Howell and Brittany Seeley. They have done so very well. Congratulations on attaining your degrees. Brittany Brewster is her name. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Alicia Asgrant is our producer. Roel Ford has been our technical director at Sound. Michael Sobers at Master Control. Tamisha Green. I'm Pearson Bowen. See you again tomorrow. Take care.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.